Hello and welcome to the Montana Post-Secondary Educational Opportunities Council Virtual College Fair. We're so excited to have you participating in this event today. My name is Jennifer and I'll be your facilitator. We have some great schools with us. I'm excited for you to learn a little bit about each of them. But before we get started, I have a few housekeeping announcements. Your camera and your microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. You can, though, use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. You can direct your questions to a specific school by including the name of the school with your question, so the panelists will know you want to hear from them. Or you can leave a question of a more general nature to hear from each of our institutions to weigh in. This is just one of many different sessions that are happening for Montana students. We hope you'll check out the schedule on the website where you signed up for this one and join us for the rounds to come. This presentation and all presentations are being recorded. They'll be available at that same website where you registered. You can see that on the screen, strivescan.com/Montana virtual. I'd now like to welcome and turn it over to our first school. We're going to be hearing about the University of Oregon.
Welcome, everyone. My name is Lauren Hobbs, and I am an admissions counselor for the University of Oregon. I am also a recent DUC graduate. I just graduated from our campus in June, so I'm very familiar with the University of Oregon college experience. Like I said, I am an admissions counselor, and I do work with students in the state of Montana, as well as in the West Portland, Oregon area. The U of O is located in the city of Eugene, which is the second largest city in the state of Oregon. We are 2 hours south of the city of Portland, which is the largest city. And on this map, we are marked by that lovely, beautiful yellow Oregon O. We are also an hour away from both the coast and the Cascade Mountains. So this means that we have really easy access to all types of outdoor recreational activities. Eugene is the quintessential college town, and we are not just about the ducks in the city of Eugene, but all across the state of Oregon as well. And the city of Eugene has been named one of the greenest cities in the nation, and that is based on air quality, recycling, and more. And while we do experience some rain here in Eugene, we always experience all 4 seasons, so you really do get a taste of everything. The city of Eugene also has its own airport with a total of 2 baggage claims, so it's very easy to travel wherever you would like to go at any point during the year. At the U of O, we have about 22,000 total students, and of those, 18,000 are undergraduates. We do have ducks coming to us from all counties in the state of Oregon, all 50 states, and 101 different countries. The slide has not been updated yet, but this means that no matter which class you take, you will always be surrounded by ducks of different backgrounds. So why the University of Oregon? We are a mid-sized institution, meaning that we are not too big, but not too small. And our median class size is about 24 students, with our student to teacher ratio being at 17 students to 1 professor. And as a student on our campus, you will have a lot of opportunities to study abroad, get involved with research, get involved both in the classroom and on campus. So many great opportunities, no matter your interests. We are a liberal arts institution, and we do have 168 different academic programs for you to choose from. These ones on the screen are just some of our more popular programs. And if you come to campus not knowing what you want to study, that is perfectly okay. You have up to 2 years to decide which program you would like to go into, and you are able to explore different programs throughout your first couple of years. Here at the U of O, we do have a whole bunch of different clubs and organizations that you can join, and I highly recommend you getting involved, whether it's at the University of Oregon or whatever institution you decide to go to. We also have club sports, intramural sports, and we have 20 Division I NCAA sports teams if that is something you are interested in. And if you are not interested in playing sports for the U of O, then it is a great place to be a fan. There's nothing like a game day on our campus where you can choose to attend games with Duck fans from around the world. It is a great opportunity and so much fun, and a lot of great campus traditions are surrounded by ways that we get involved on campus. I do want to talk briefly a bit about our application because that is very important. Here at the U of O, we do something called a holistic evaluation. So this means that we look at more than just your GPA. We will look at your GPA, but we also consider things like your class schedules, your extracurricular activities, or any jobs that you might have. We also will look and see if you submitted any personal statements and optional essays. We do have 3 that you can choose from. And we are a test optional school. So that means that you yourself get to decide whether or not you submit official ACT and SAT scores. It is personal preference. If you have them and want to share them, then we would love to see them, but you are not disadvantaged in any way if you choose not to submit those scores. We also have 3 different application methods: the common application, the coalition application, or the Oregon application on our website. They are all the same application, just different platforms, and you can choose how you apply. I do want to share some of our deadlines with you. Our first application deadline is coming up here very fast, and that is the early action deadline on November 1st. And if you apply by November 1, you will hear an admissions notification no later than December 15th. So if you want to go into the new year kind of knowing whether or not you'll be on our campus, I highly encourage you to get your application in as soon as possible. And if not, you can apply by our January 15th regular decision deadline. February 15th is our merit-based scholarship deadline. And then May 1st is when you have to tell us whether or not you will be attending our campus in the fall. One thing that I do want to mention is something called the Oregon Guarantee. And this states that for a full 5 years, we will not raise your tuition on our campus. This is our commitment to you and your families as you begin to think about your financial future and higher education. And what is so nice is if you need to take an extra year for whatever reason, or maybe you're in a 5-year program, it does not matter the circumstances, no questions asked. You are able to take that 5th year without that tuition price raising. And you are also able to keep your academic scholarships throughout your entire time at the U of O. So that includes that 5th year. This is my contact information. Feel free to email me with any questions, and you can set up Zoom appointments, and I am happy to discuss anything with you. If not, you can call, text my phone number as well. But if not, thank you so much, and go Ducks.
Wonderful. Thank you, Lauren, for starting us off and presenting on the University of Oregon. Our next school is going to be Pacific University, Oregon.
Excellent. Well, good morning, everybody. My name is Derek Nagley, and I am your admissions counselor here at Pacific. So what that means is when you apply to Pacific, I'm actually the person on the other end who is there answering all of the questions for you, helping read your application. And I'm actually a Montana native myself. I grew up in Thompson Falls, so I know what that process is like, coming from Montana to looking at out-of-state opportunities. And there's some really amazing opportunities for you. So the one I want to talk to you today about is Pacific University, Oregon. So as our name implies, we're just going to move a little bit further north from University of Oregon. Pacific itself is a small private liberal arts school. We're located in Forest Grove, Oregon. So it's a smaller city. It's part of the Portland metro area. Think of it as about the size of Helena, and we're still part of that Portland metro. So if you fly into Portland International Airport, the #1 airport in the US, you're able to get out to campus using mass transportation. We have professional basketball teams right nearby. But the other amazing thing with Oregon is this Pacific Northwest that you get to see here behind me in the Coast Range. So where Forest Grove is located, you actually get to be able to be out in the outdoors doing all those things you love, like hiking, being up on Mount Hood in a couple of hours, being out on the Oregon coast and swimming in the ocean in an hour. Now, the ocean's a little bit cold out here, so it's more of running in, screaming, and running back out. But the idea is to have that accessibility to all those adventures that are going to be in the Pacific Northwest, and to get all 4 seasons and just a little bit less extreme than you get in Montana. So you're still going to see some snow in the winter, some heat in the summer. And yes, it will rain a little bit more, but not too badly while you're out here. Just bring a good raincoat and you'll be just fine. And Pacific itself, as I said, we're a small school. We offer 75 different majors, minors, and programs to about 2,000 undergraduate students. And in those majors, we're going to be best known for things like the health professions, pre-physical therapy, pre-optometry, but also we have nationally and regionally ranked education, business, creative writing, and we have a brand new programs, and we have a brand new sports marketing and sports management degrees as well. So you're going to find a little bit of everything while you're here. And the big thing when it comes to Pacific is you're applying to Pacific. You can change your mind those first couple of years. You can come in with that plan, but no matter how you do it, you don't have to apply into separate schools or separate programs, because we're going to treat all of our students as if they're getting that honors level education. So that means small classes. Average class size is only about 19 students here. Our big lecture halls only seat 60 students. So you're not going to be in those rooms where nobody knows your name. And at Pacific, those people who know your name are your friends, your classmates, and even the professors, because all of our classes are taught by full professors. So there's no TAs doing any teaching while you're here, and you get that top tier education. And most importantly, you get our 4-year guarantee, which means you're in and out of Pacific in 4 years with that education and not having to do extra years as part of that, which is our guarantee to you as a student. We also want you to build on that education by not only having the degree, but also having the resume to back that up. And so to do that, we are going to, as the top private research university in the Pacific Northwest, offer job shadowing, research, and internships starting freshman and sophomore year, not waiting till you're a junior or senior. So we want you to have that opportunity to early on in the process, try out your major, to work at places like Nike or Xerox or Intel, which are right near campus, doing research or creating and publishing your own works in our publishing house right here on campus. It gives our students as opportunities to have real life explanation of what they're doing to build up that resume. And as you can see, even in the craziness that was last year, 93% of our students were on their way to graduate school, in a job, or on an internship track within 6 months of graduation. So we're setting you up for success in those 4 years you're here at Pacific. We also know you're going to need a break. So our students are very, very active. They love to do 4 or 5 different things, and they want to keep doing those in college. You don't just have to pick one thing at Pacific. You can be involved in lots of different activities, whether that's our different identity, affinity, and talent groups here on campus with things like student government, Greek life, or maybe joining our Hawaii club. So one unique thing with Pacific, about 15% of our students come from Hawaii, and we host the largest luau anywhere on the mainland US, and it's all student run. So even coming from Montana, you could actually learn to dance and dance on stage in this really large luau right in Forest Grove. Or maybe that means joining our performing arts with music, dance, and theater, where you don't have to major or minor, but you just get to be part of those programs. Or as an athlete, you could participate in our 24 varsity, 20 intramural, or 10 club sports in the Northwest Conference Division III level. You're going to be able to play against other teams, compete, and have an amazing athletic experience while you're here, while doing everything else and getting that 4-year guarantee. We also want you to take those skills you're learning in the classroom out into the world and solve problems. So maybe that means learning to solve problems in the outdoors through our Outdoor Pursuits office, doing trips into the Pacific Northwest, getting trained on whitewater rescue. Or maybe that means studying abroad and going to a different country or a different part of the US and learning a little bit different background and culture while you're there, both traditional and semester or 2-week classes, or giving back through community service. And maybe that's here in the Forest Grove area, maybe when you go home in the summer, or taking one of those 2-week travel classes and doing community service around the world. And to do all of this, we use the Common App. So you're going to apply on Common App. Ours is completely free. You're going to fill that out. I'm going to be looking through and saying, hey, great, this looks fantastic. I'm very excited to see. And then I'm going to reach back out and talk to you about your opportunities for scholarships as well. We offer merit, special interest, and talent awards. And for those of you who are seniors, the opportunity to learn more about Pacific in one of our senior preview scholarship days. So take a look at those. And just know at Pacific, we have no in-state or out-of-state tuition and no in-state or out-of-state scholarships. So you coming from Montana are at the exact same opportunity as all those students coming from other parts of the country. That goes for our merit scholarship as well, which is test optional, as is our application. And then to do all of this, if you do have any questions, you can always reach out to me. Feel free to take a quick picture of that QR code. That'll get you right to me. Email me at Derek N. I'm glad to talk to you about Pacific or all the opportunities for Montana students to go out of state. And then I'll put my contact information into the chat as well. But I appreciate all of you listening. I look forward to helping you become a boxer.
Thank you so much, Derek, for sharing all about Pacific University, Oregon. All right, we are on to our third school. Just a reminder to everyone watching, be sure to pay attention to the chat so you can grab some contact information for follow-up. 6 minutes is only a sneak peek at what any of these schools have. We also have the Q&A button. If you have any questions that you'd like to ask of our representatives, they would be happy to write you a response. All right, we're moving on to our third school. We're going to be learning all about Eastern Oregon University.
Good morning, everyone. Let me share my screen here. Hello, my name is Michelle, and hopefully you can see this QR code. If you can take a second, get your camera out, and you can give me some more information about you. I'd love to hear about you and who you are. But I'm here from Eastern Oregon University, so let's jump right in, and the QR code will be at the end as well. See. There we go. All right, everybody. So Eastern Oregon University is known as Oregon's Rural University. You saw earlier a map of Oregon. And we're on the opposite side. So we're on the northeast corner of Oregon, much closer to Idaho, Washington than we are the rest of our state. Shout out, you can see a sliver of Montana in this photo. One thing I like to mention about Eastern Oregon University and just Eastern Oregon in general is that we are surrounded by the Blue Mountains. In this particular photo, you can see Mount Emily, and that's where our nearest trailhead is. It's about 15-minute drive from campus, and it has over 50 miles of trails. And we experience all 4 seasons here. So we really are in the mountains. We're in a little bit higher elevation, and it's a really beautiful, beautiful place to be. So located in LaGrande, Oregon, we're actually known as the hub of Northeast Oregon. We're the largest city in this part of the state. There's 13,000 people in the town, but as you can see from these photos, our students get very involved with the local community here in LaGrande. These are some students in some local parades, from the softball team to different WOW leaders, which is a week of welcome leader, and student government as well. My favorite thing, and I also am an alum from EOU, I did not mention that, but my favorite thing about being a student at EOU is the different downtown scene. You can actually get lots of student discounts. So you get like, show your student ID card, you get a discount on your meal or a free drink or anything like that. It's really fun. They definitely want you to come visit. And so our campus actually feels like a private school. We have a small campus, about 1,500 students, but we're a public school with public school prices. And this is a photo in the fall, pre-COVID. So I just want to touch on some of our academics a little bit. You can look at some photos or even read on the side here. But so we have 4 colleges that all of our majors live under. We have newly renovated theaters. And I like to mention, if you're into any of the arts in general, we have really cool scholarships specifically for those. Anthropology, sociology, very popular majors as well. The College of Business is our second college, and we is the most declared major on campus, right? And we actually are bringing on an agriculture entrepreneurship degree starting next fall. So it's going to be all things ag. And so I really recommend that you check it out. So if you're a current senior, this will be perfect for you. We just brought out a new marketing degree as well. And we're really excited to have it on campus. The professor who heads it just recently wrote a book. We started as an education college back in 1929. So we have a great education program, but then also we just brought on a new special education bachelor's degree specifically. So if you're interested in anything like that, I would check it out. And then also a 10-month-long Master's of Arts in Teaching program for our students. It's a really smooth process, and I'm happy to talk more about it with you later. Our very last college is our College of STEM and Health Science, STEM minus the E. Unfortunately, we don't have engineering, but all of our sciences are very hands-on, very early. You don't have to be an upperclassman to be able to participate in research or do labs or anything like that. And then we have a really high placement rate for our grad students and pre-med folks wanting to go on to grad school. We have partnership with OSU and OHSU out of Portland. So you get that small time experience with those with OSU and OHSU on your degree. These are our admissions requirements. We are not only a great school to come to straight out of high school, but also as a transfer school as well, if that's something that you're interested in doing. And I like to come onto this page to show you how easy it is to apply to EOU, how quick. So you go to eou.edu/apply. We're test free, so we don't need or want your SAT or ACT. And we're also essay free as well. So it takes about 15 minutes to fill out your application. You can upload your unofficial transcripts, and then we have a $50 application fee, and then you're on your merry way, and you can find out if you're admitted to EOU. So really quick, these are tuition and fees, but we do participate in the WUI. These are for our current students. I like to mention that our scholarships just opened on October 1st, but they close on February 1st. So now is the perfect time to apply. Don't miss out on these opportunities. We're a part of the NAIA, so we're equivalent to Division II, and these are our men's and women's athletic teams on campus. And then I like to mention our outdoor adventure program is awesome. We have free rentals for all of our students, and being surrounded by the Blue Mountains and experiencing all 4 seasons, we have equipment for all 4 seasons and we want you to borrow it. So there's that. And then you could come visit us. So come visit us at EOU. We have campus visits during the day, Monday through Friday, but then also preview days where you can kind of come to campus, eat on campus, and get more of an idea if you want to be here. All right. And my last slide, sorry, is that QR code again, if anyone wants to take a last minute photo. Thank you all very much for listening, and I look forward to hearing from you more. I'll put my stuff in the chat. Bye.
Thank you so much, Michelle, for presenting on Eastern Oregon. Just a quick reminder for our attendees, we've had a few more people join us, which is awesome. So don't forget to keep an eye on the chat so you can grab contact information for follow-up, and the Q&A button is there for you to ask questions at any time for our representatives. All right, the next school we're going to be hearing from today is the University of Utah. Yeah, we can definitely see your screen. It looks great, but there you go.
Okay, here I am. Sorry about that. I was so excited about shifting gears and going southwest instead of northwest to talk about the University of Utah. So I completely forgot the whole microphone thing. But thanks for joining us again. My name is Scott Hurd. I'm the admissions counselor from the University of Utah for the state of Montana. And excited to be here and tell you a little bit about the opportunities here in Salt Lake City today. So we are a larger institution here at the University of Utah. Just announced one of our largest incoming freshman classes ever, which puts our student population around 34,000. We do maintain an average class size of 23 and have a student faculty ratio of 17:1. So even though we are a large public institution with a lot of resources, there still is a chance for you to find your niche on campus and connect with your professors. So I do like to think of the University of Utah as a Hannah Montana of schools. I think you get the best of both worlds. Being in Salt Lake City, you've got downtown, which offers so many different opportunities with the Utah Jazz, the state capitol kind of right here in our backyard, as well as all the different shopping, dining, and concert opportunities that are moving through the city. So definitely a chance to enjoy that side of life and have all those amenities nearby. But then on the flip side, and really just out the back door of campus housing, we have the Wasatch Mountains. 7 world-class ski resorts within 30 minutes of campus. So lots of great opportunities to get out there and enjoy the greatest snow on earth. And if there's great skiing, that also means that there's going to be great opportunities for hiking, rock climbing, mountain biking, and really anything else that you want to do outdoors. Here in Utah, there's about 5 national parks within 4 hours of campus. So I know that there's plenty in Montana, but it's a different kind of park here in Utah with the red rocks, things like Zion and Arches, and like down in Moab. We do actually have one of the largest outdoor rental facilities on a college campus in the nation. So if you're needing materials or equipment to like get out and enjoy all of these things, you can find those opportunities right here on campus at a great rate for students. We have 18 colleges and over 150 majors and minors to choose from, things like engineering, all sorts of sciences, chemistry, biology. We do have a med school on campus, so if that's something that you're thinking of pursuing, you can come here and work with a pre-professional advisor who sits in on the decisions for our medical school, so they have an insight on how you can prepare and use your undergraduate to succeed and be ready for med school. Things like business, the School of Business, where you can do accounting, business administration, marketing, all those different types of things. And it's definitely something worth exploring. If you don't know what you want to study, then please do explore. We have academic advisors specifically to help you search out your interests, understand what majors those might align with and what careers you can continue to. That's the biggest thing within the University of Utah and the opportunities here is preparing you for that real life experience. And that is done through some academic enhancements. Things like business scholars, where you'll go and tour all of the local businesses, get an insight as to what your major would be doing in the real world. Things like study abroad. As an incoming freshman, you could get involved in our Global Leap program, where you would come and study on campus fall semester with a cohort of students so that you have a chance to kind of create a community for you here on campus. And then you're going to take that community to our South Asia campus in South Korea, where you can then study there your spring semester and already like immediately have a study abroad experience as an incoming freshman. Maybe you're interested in getting involved in the Honors College, which is going to shrink that class size down to 20 and have an amazing experience, you know, just being passionate about what it is that you're pursuing. Or maybe you get involved in Lasan Studios, which is our Center for Entrepreneurship, where we have a makerspace on the bottom floor which you can see in the right-hand corner of my screen here, where students are launching businesses using that makerspace to create prototypes of the products that they want to launch in the market, or like getting mentorship from local business leaders, or just having a space to conduct their business in. An awesome opportunity in one of like the top 10 programs for entrepreneurship in the country. Or maybe you're more towards the sciences side of things, and even outside of the sciences, there are opportunities for research, and you can gain funding through our UROP program, which stands for Undergraduate Research Opportunity Programs. It's a great way to get some funding to either tag along with a professor and something that they're already doing in a lab or in the community, or to start your own, but still get mentorship from a professor as you're conducting that research. We call ourselves Imagine You because really your experience is like the only thing that's going to limit it is your imagination. Whatever it is that you decide to do or want to do, we have resources and funding to make it happen. You just need to tell someone that that's what you're passionate about, that's what you want to pursue, and they'll help you find those opportunities to do so. Taking a break from school and class and all of those academic enhancements, definitely get engaged on campus. We have over 600 clubs and organizations. One of my favorite being what you see here, the Human Battleship Club, where you take a canoe to the pool on campus and literally just try to sink each other. So many different opportunities to get involved, and I really think that's what makes the college experience.
Scott, sorry, we've come to the end of your 6 minutes. Wanted to make sure we get your contact information shared. I know it flies by for all of us. Trust me.
Yeah, so please apply before December 1st. That is our scholarship deadline. And if you have any questions on how to do so, please reach out to me. You can find my contact information here. My email is just my name at utah.edu. And if you visit our website, you can have an opportunity to schedule a Zoom meeting with me and we can talk more.
Don't forget to put it in the chat too.
Right.
That'd be awesome. Thank you so much for sharing more about Utah. All right, we are moving on to school number 5. We're going to hear all about Westminster College.
Hi, good morning. My name is Alexa Price. I am in the Office of Admissions at Westminster. I work with all of our students applying from Montana. I'm also a current graduate student at Westminster. So thanks so much for joining today. You've already heard a bit about Salt Lake and why we love it from our neighbors at the University of Utah. And Westminster is located in the heart of Salt Lake City's eclectic Sugar House neighborhood, which is about a 10-minute drive from downtown. And we've got all the benefits of a large city, including a thriving art scene and internship and community service opportunities. as well as hiking trails just 10 to 15 minutes from campus, a number of ski resorts, and the state of Utah also has 5 really amazing national parks and a number of state parks. Westminster is a private, independent liberal arts college, and students benefit from multidisciplinary learning in an atmosphere that's dedicated to civic engagement. And a liberal arts education allows you to explore interests and broaden your knowledge in areas beyond your major. And it's about more than just earning a degree. It's about opening your mind to possibilities, developing the skills that you need to solve real world problems, and to create a meaningful life of lifelong learning. And Westminster is a pretty small school. We've got about 1,800 students, and about half of our students are from out of state. And as a private school, we've got the same tuition as well as generous scholarships for both in-state and out-of-state students, as well as our international students. And we'll talk a bit more about that later. Westminster has a really close-knit, supportive community, and it's what's called a teaching first institution. And so our average class size is about 13 to 15 students, and you'll have a really close relationship with your peers as well as your professors. And you'll get to know everyone quite well on campus. You'll never need to have your student ID number memorized because folks will know your name. And at Westminster, we've got over 50 programs and majors. Some of the most popular range from nursing to business to performing arts to biology to outdoor education and leadership. And we also have a very strong customized major program. So some students choose to design their own major in anything from environmental entrepreneurship to healthcare marketing. And Westminster also has a nationally recognized honors college. We are a member of the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference, and we are home to 15 NCAA Division II sports, as well as a number of club teams. And Westminster's approach to education is holistic and includes excellent co-curricular programming. And so a lot of our learning can take place outside of the classroom, and 85% of students will participate in research or internships by the time that they graduate. And here in Salt Lake, you can intern for a tech startup with local nonprofits or with some large companies as well. And we have the Great Salt Lake Institute on campus, and the NASA Space Grant Program has funded biology research projects with the Institute, and we offer a number of other undergraduate research opportunities as well as funding opportunities. Westminster has several programs geared towards students and their success as first-generation college students, such as the Legacy Program and McNair Scholars. And every other fall semester, Westminster offers the opportunity to participate in the expedition, where students and professors will load books, camping gear, and themselves into vans for a semester-long road trip around the West to 8 states, including Montana. With our student life, you have a lot of ways to get involved. We've got over 40 clubs and organizations that are student-led, and they range from clubs that are major specific to ones that are more social. And it's quite easy to get a club started on campus too, if there's something that you'd like to do, but you don't already see it here. And we've got a 2-year on-campus housing requirement for all of our incoming students. So housing is guaranteed, and you have this really wonderful opportunity to build community right when you get to campus. At Westminster, we care very deeply about our students' success and well-being, and so we offer a wide variety of student support services, including a lifelong career center, first-year learning communities, a veteran center, which supports Westminster's participation in the Yellow Ribbon program, a health and wellness center, and many other services that are all available to you. And so back to scholarships, there are a number of ways students can receive aid at Westminster. All students are automatically considered for merit scholarships when they apply, so no extra steps there. And students can be considered for need-based grants directly from Westminster as well. And all students that are eligible for admission to Westminster receive some type of scholarship. And there are also some additional scholarships students can apply for in performing arts, computer science, athletics, as well as the Honors College. And Westminster is fully test optional, and there is no fee to apply. We are right on the common application, and we also have an internal application that you can use. And the application priority deadline, or excuse me, early action deadline is coming up on December 1st, and we hope that you'll apply. And so thanks again so much for your time. I've got our admissions office contact information here, and I'll also include mine in the chat. And so please don't hesitate to reach out.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Alexa, for sharing Westminster with the group. All right, our next presentation, we are going to be learning all about Linfield University.
Can y'all hear me okay? All right, so nice to meet everybody. My name is Maya and I'm an admissions counselor at Linfield University. So just a little bit about Linfield. We used to be better known as Linfield College, but we just recently transitioned to the university model, adding a few graduate programs in the business school and in our nursing school. So Linfield has two campuses. The primary one is in McMinnville. I'm located in the heart of Oregon wine country, about 189 acres. So pretty large space for the amount of students that we do have. The town of McMinnville is about 33,000 residents, so it's not very large, pretty centrally located, about an hour to Portland and an hour to the coast. We're also a few hours from Mount Hood and the Cascade Mountains, if that's something you're interested in. And we have about 1,400 students on the McMinnville campus, and an 11 to 1 student to faculty ratio. About 82% of our classes have fewer than 22 students, and our average class size sits at about 14 right now. A few of the things that we do offer here at Linfield University, we do have the College of Arts and Sciences and our School of Business. Here listed are some of the more popular ones, with psychology education being one of our more popular in the College of Arts and Sciences, and then of course our School of Business with accounting and finance kind of leading the way on those. About the Portland campus, the School of Nursing is where the Portland campus is why the Portland campus is here to be. We just moved into a new 20-acre campus. We moved out of Northwest Portland into Northeast Portland. So now we have new lab spaces, more classroom spaces. It's about 350 students on the Portland campus. And students who complete all 4 years at Linfield, they don't have to really compete into that nursing program. They get more of a direct admission from the McMinnville campus to the Portland campus. So there's no need to fight for those last few spots. Which is super exciting because this last cohort, we actually didn't admit any transfer students, which just to show how many of our students are interested in the nursing program. That's why we have a separate campus for that. And we have more than over 100 clinical partners in the Portland metro area. So you will have plenty of opportunities to get your clinical hours in, whether it's in Portland or in Beaverton or towards Salem, whatever works best for you. We're a liberal arts college, so we do really offer a broad range of education for you. And here are some of the modes that we do teach for their creative studies, natural world, things like that. They're really broad in the sense of you're able to really take something that may not seem, the best way to explain is if you're interested in economics, but you're not a very strong math person, but you need the math credit to graduate, you can take that. You can take an economics class that has to deal with numbers, and it will really fill that math that you would need. So you wouldn't actually have to sit and take a math class where all you would do is work with numbers, or you would actually put numbers into the study and what you're learning, like economics, which is super fun and it saves a lot of time. It really helped me. I'm not a strong math student, so that's super awesome to take advantage of. We do offer some hands-on collaborative research as early as your freshman year. It's not all just in the STEM majors, as you can see here. We do collaborative research in our history classes, our psychology classes, and other things like that. So if that's something you're really interested in, you will get that opportunity no matter what major you decide to be. We do have a very awesome study abroad program in which about 40% of our students at Linfield study abroad. We do offer 3 different opportunities. We have for a full year for language majors. a semester for anyone that is interested in studying abroad. And then we do have January term here in which you could do a 4-week abroad. And you would, at that point, you would go with a Linfield professor and a Linfield class to a different country. And then something really special about Linfield is we'll actually cover your first round trip airfare, so you won't have to pay for that. And that's just to help break down some barriers if studying abroad is something you're really interested in. Our campus experience, we have over 60 clubs and organizations, 14 performing arts groups. We have over 300 leadership positions. So if you're interested in getting involved, we have those opportunities for you. Intramural sports and outdoor recreation program are some of the more popular ones. But we also do have cultural clubs like the Latinx Club, which is a Hispanic club that hosting a big event in the fall called the Hispanic Celebration. And we do have a Hawaii Club, which hosts a luau in the spring, which is a ton of fun. And then, of course, our largest entity on campus will be our Linfield University Associated Students, in that they will hold an event called Wild Stock in the spring, which is a big concert in which we celebrate students completing the year. And it's a good way to send you off into the summer. Our resident experience, we have 15 residence halls, co-ed, single gender and gender inclusive, and 1 pet friendly. So if you want to bring a pet with you, you definitely have that opportunity. We do have a 3-year live-on requirement. 2 years would be in the dorms, and then we have 5 on-campus apartments for juniors and seniors. We have over 21 Division III intercollegiate athletic teams. We just added wrestling, men's and women's. So if that's something you're interested in trying to get involved in the future, we have that now available starting up this next fall. But we do see some success coming from our football team, basketball teams, and softball, baseball teams. Here's a few information about our application deadlines. Our early action is November 1st. If you're interested in winning some scholarship money, December 1st is that deadline for that. We're a Common App school, and we are a free application. And then here is just some information of our total cost, the average aid, and the number of students that receive financial aid. That's it for me.
Great. We've hit the 6-minute mark. I want to make sure you have a chance before we wrap up to get your contact information in the chat so students can follow up for these campus visit opportunities for sure.
Yeah. So
thank you.
In the chat, if you click that link, it'll give you an opportunity for you to.
All right.
Yeah.
Yep. We can get that reshared out to everyone. And I know we are just coming up on our very end of our time, but I wanted to, before we finished out, I wanted to do like one live Q&A question together to kind of make sure that all of these attendees that are watching have some top tips. So really quickly, in the exact same order that you presented, I'd love to have everyone come back on camera. And we'll go in the same order. So I'd love to hear from each of you a quick top tip that you have about any aspect of the college search process. We're going to start with the University of Oregon. As the person ahead of you finishes, feel free to just turn on your microphone and answer away.
All right. So I think my biggest piece of advice is to tour any university or college or institution that you're interested in, whether that's virtually or in person. I know a lot of universities are having virtual options available for students who can't physically make it to campus. So just being able to tour the school is a great way to see if you can see yourself on that campus, which I think is incredibly important.
And one thing I always like to tell students and families is to not just focus on one word. Colleges have this really annoying habit where we will all rename anything we possibly can just so we can all sound unique. So if you're searching for just one word, you're going to miss out on opportunities. So if you have that major in mind, that club, that sport, just go into Google and type in what else is this called, because you'll find a lot of other really cool opportunities that you would have missed out just focusing in on one thing you've heard it called.
All right, my advice is about deadlines. So pay attention to deadlines, whether it's an application deadline, scholarship deadline, when they open, when they close, whether it's for a school you're really interested in or maybe a backup or whatever, and then outside scholarships too. So just pay attention to deadlines.
And if you can't find the deadlines, take advantage of the resources that you have. All of us as admissions counselors are here to help students. That is our entire job. So don't hesitate to reach out to an admissions counselor at any institution you're interested in.
Yeah, and I want to echo that. We love to hear from you. So please do reach out if there's ever anything that we can help with. And my other piece of advice is not to rule anything out, you might be surprised to find that there's one type of institution that you were thinking of, and then maybe you get on another campus and you actually another experience might really resonate with you, or maybe your most affordable option could be in-state, could be out of state. And so start with what you're interested in and use those resources, and then ask questions, and definitely keep your mind open to new possibilities.
If you have the opportunity to visit campus, I really recommend that. And when you do, ask tons of questions, bring a notebook with you, and really write down the answers and write down some additional questions you have before. I think that's really where you get where everything resonates with you the most. You're actually able to see what they're talking about, and you're able to write that down. So not only are you able to see it, but you also write it down. So you really get everything as much as you can. And then set up meetings with your admissions counselor. Check in with them. If you're really interested in a school, let them know that you're interested. There's nothing wrong with that. As admission counselors, we get a lot of calls that go nowhere. No one answers. We hear voicemails. Voicemail boxes are not set up. Full voicemail boxes. We want to hear student voices. So contact us. Reach out to us. We love to talk with you.
I love this because for every single tip, all the heads were nodding. So I hope that is telling everyone watching that these are real deal tips that work and apply to schools of all different sizes and types. And I hope that if one school or maybe a state was what was catching your eye to come to this session, you're now realizing you've got 6 amazing choices to check out more after today, and really do reach out to these reps. All right, so we have come now to the formal end of our time together. So I've got some logistics. When you close your box, you're going to be linked to a very quick 5-question survey. We hope that you will fill that out. I promise it's very fast. We hope that this, like I said, does pique your curiosity. So thank you to our representatives for all being here and sharing such great information, and the energy and enthusiasm you have for your students and your experiences in and out of the classroom too. So if you had fun this round, we've got 2 more to go. We hope you'll still sign up and join us to learn about more great programs for you after high school. And don't forget, you'll find this session's recording and all session recordings at the same website where you sign up, strivescan.com/Montana virtual. Thanks again, everyone, for being here, and have a fantastic day. Best wishes.